Hey guys, if you would like to sponsor 270 Weather, there's an opportunity for you. All you got to do is just send me an email, see it right there, callensky1 at gmail.com, and just let me know that you would like to have your logo and have just a short, sort of like a commercial, maybe just a little sponsorship of 270 Weather. Especially if you're a small business, small businesses and they're trying to get going. This is a perfect platform for you. Or even if you're like a large business and you want to say, hey, I just want to commit to a whole year and I want to be on every 270 weather podcast that you do. Well, we can do that too. We can talk about it. Send me an email, callensky1, the number one, at gmail.com, and we can talk. Send me your phone number. We can talk about it. Hey, just to give you an example, this past month, with all the flooding, the severe weather, I had over 3 million views. I know I'm still blown away by that. And within the last week, I've had over 55,000 views. So if you want to get seen, this is the place to be. 270 Weather. You can be that sponsor. Just send me an email with your phone number and how we can talk, and I'll reach back out to you. C Allen Sky1 at gmail.com. Hello and good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is April 30th. It is the last day of April. Tomorrow begins the month of May. How, how did I know I say it every month? When did that happen? How how quickly the year has already gone. Here we go into the fifth month of the year of 2025. I'm Chris Allen, and this is your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Well, we had some pretty hefty thunderstorms yesterday afternoon and evening across the way. Some of those did turn severe briefly, mainly because of just a brief gusty wind or even some half-inch diameter hail. Some of them got up to about quarter size, but then they just kind of lost their punch and they moved out or they just kind of faded away. And this morning, from the Plano cam, we're seeing what appears to be a very cloudy sky. There is a bit of sun this morning, and that sun is making for that darker reflection you see off to the back to the north of us. We are facing north, a little north and east with this view from Plano. But the clouds are going to be with us all day. There's going to be periodic showers. There've been a few around even this morning. You can see the water kind of, it looks like it's dripping off of my um, off of the gutters here right in front of my window. So yeah, the sun's out temporarily, but it's not going to be out all day. We're going to find more rain and thunderstorms coming our way. Maybe not so much of a severe weather threat. There is a minimal threat today, but a better chance of that happening tomorrow. I want to show you some interesting numbers from yesterday, um, including the high temperature of 87. You see, I've got that asterisk there beside it. Well, 87 yesterday made it the warmest day of 2025 as far as what I can recollect. It was 86 86, I remember being the warmest day so far this year, a couple of weeks ago, or yesterday, actually, uh, and or the day before. So 87, we haven't been that warm yet in the year of 2025 here in Bowling Green and the 270. And it was only 4 degrees shy of the record of 91 set back in 1894. Long time ago. It was also 12 degrees warmer than the normal of 75. Now, the daily high temperature, normal high temperature, has gone up another degree to 75. So it keeps getting warmer as it should. Here we're going to flip the calendar today or tomorrow to May, and this is still very warm. We should not be this warm here at this point. A low of 70, and at the airport they picked up 11 hundredths of an inch of rain yesterday with those scattered thunderstorms that came through, and we're going to see more of those as we go through the day. And as I mentioned, radar is already picking up on some very small showers that are passing through. I don't see any lightning with these. We'll zoom in. There's Bowling Green. You see Glasgow getting some of those showers right now. And as the arrows indicate, and you can see the movement, everything is moving off to the north and east. And then we have more showers back here into Butler County and northern Logan County. We have some heavier rain that is back here toward Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, moving toward Paducah, moving toward Henderson and Evansville. These are light to moderate showers, but here's where the stronger thunderstorms are this morning. St. Louis getting hammered with some very heavy rain, thunderstorms. You see the lightning strikes further south into parts of Missouri. All of that is heading into Illinois. Eventually, some of that's going to move our direction. Not today. Some of this is associated with the cold front. A lot of, in fact, all of it is. And eventually that's going to move our direction, but very slowly. And it's going to take a while to get a lot of that moisture into our area. So, not so much today are we looking at some of that heavy rain and thunderstorm activity, but it's coming. It's coming in the next day or so. It's going to be here. Here's a look at the satellite view this morning, and you can see that we've got the scattered clouds, a little bit of sun coming through some of the holes, and even that little looks like a little thunderstorm. Look, lightning strikes right there. What is that? 101. Yeah, that's Highway 101 right there. In between Smith's Grove and down toward Subtle, looks like. Yeah, so right in there is a little thunderstorm. You can see it, the little lightning strike showing up there. So yeah, I mean, we're going to get some activity today, but I don't think it's going to be quite as much or as intense as what we saw yesterday. Let's go to the mesonet, check it out, and we've got warm and muggy 60s everywhere you look, mid 60s even. And the moisture content, the dew points are running high again. They're in the 60s. So we have almost 100% relative humidity. The air temperature is in the mid 60s and the dew points are in the mid 60s. And there's only maybe 2 or 3 degrees difference between air temperature and the dew point temperature. So when it's that close, we're talking 96, 97, 98, 99% humidity. It's there, plenty of moisture. And even just that little bit of sun this morning can cause some of those thunderstorms to pop up. Here's a look at the rainfall past 24 hours, according to the Kentucky Mesonet sensors. And you've got almost 2/10 of an inch of rain down at the Ag Expo Center, but almost 3/10 of an inch of rain at the Corvette plant sensor. Yeah, so that was a pretty good heavy rainstorm that came through yesterday afternoon. Some of you picked up less than a tenth of an inch. Others picked up about a quarter of an inch, like over in Metcalfe County near Edmonton, 3/10 of an inch plus up there in Hart County and Greene County. The big winner yesterday was Russell County. Jamestown picked up an inch and a third of rainfall. And then others back here to the west didn't get anything, even though it might have rained. It missed the Kentucky Mesonet rain gauges. So you see zeros in here. That doesn't mean it didn't rain. It just means it didn't rain where the sensor is set up for that area. Winds are coming out of the south and southeast, light this morning. Um, any storms that fire up today could produce a little bit of a gust of wind like they did yesterday. But the winds right now are not all that bad as they're coming lightly out of the south and east. All right, let's talk about the severe weather threat. And there is an ongoing threat. Today, it is just barely a level 1 marginal risk. It encompasses pretty much the Ohio River, all the cities along the Ohio River, and then down to just about Bowling Green. Of course, weather does not follow straight lines. Even though you try to draw a straight line here where it's going to cut off, it doesn't mean it's going to cut off there. But in other words, today, the risk of severe weather is lower than it was yesterday when we had a level 2. Um, Tornado risk for today is going to be, again, further north and west, kind of mostly away from us. Damaging wind threat is on the low end, again, just kind of north of the Bowling Green area. And the hail threat is in that same location. And it's also in the low end of the scale. Now, tomorrow, I said Thursday, it may get painted in with something. Yesterday, it kind of hinted about that. Earlier in the week, it was like nothing for Thursday. That has changed. There's a couple of other things that have changed. I mean, look at this. We are solidly in the yellow level 2 slight risk for a few severe thunderstorms tomorrow. And that's because we're going to have added instability. The front is going to make this little wobble. I'll show you on the map here in a minute. But it's going to come close enough to us and start to make some forward movement that with daytime heating, the abundant moisture, we could see some severe storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, first day of May. So let's look at the threat. The tornado threat is low, but we can't say zero because it's 2 to 4%, mainly west of Interstate 65, or maybe a brief spin up or two. The damaging wind threat is really what's number one on the threat list because we could have uh, these straight line winds that form, or we could have these individual cells that do a little brief spin up, or we could have the straight line wind damage when you get the downward force of some of these stronger thunderstorms that can push trees down and things like that. So tomorrow we're going to have to be watchful and on guard for the number one threat being damaging wind. And then hail, it's on the low end as far as the threat, but it's there as we get into your Thursday afternoon. Now, Friday, everything begins to push away. The front picks up a little bit more speed moving east, but it's still not as quick as I want it to be. And that's the other change I've got to talk about here that I'm not going to like, and you're not going to like. But there's Friday with a general thunderstorm chance. I don't think there would be anything severe uh, around here, which is certainly good news. Okay. All right, let's move on to the maps, and I'll show you what they are forecasting as far as who gets the rain and when you get the rain and when you get the strong thunderstorms. Here's right now this little break that we're seeing, but there are showers to the east and to the west, heavier rain and thunderstorms right there along the semi stalled or quasi stationary boundary, ripple of low pressure that's moving into Louisville. And here you see the yellow that's indicating fog. It's pretty foggy over in the eastern part of Kentucky this morning. Now, notice what the front does. It retreats back to the north after that low pressure system moves. There's another one still yet to come, and that's going to make this thing wobble back and forth and flex and bend and move, but it's not really going anywhere. It's not leaving the area. So we've got to keep that chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Then, as we get into tonight, we may see a bit of a break for a little while. And as you can see, most of the activity will stay to the west. More fog expected overnight tonight to our east. But here's 7 a.m. Thursday, tomorrow, May 1st. And here we go again. Rinse and repeat. More rain, more thunderstorms, especially back to the west is where the heavier rain will be. But that heavy rain area will move east as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. As you can see, pretty good coverage. The darker green indicating the heavier rainfall and thunderstorms. And here we go into after midnight, Friday morning. The front starts to pick up a little bit of forward motion, and we start to see lighter rain showers coming in for the morning. But then the afternoon, as it tries to stall again, that's the change. We will still have showers and thunderstorms, and the rain chance on Friday has gone up. It's gone up. So, are you telling us that this is going to ruin Derby after you said it was going to be nice? I hope not. But there is a stronger trough that the models didn't pick up on first, but are now starting to kind of hint that there's going to be this bit of a trough back to the west. And that trough is going to keep this front from progressing east as fast as we thought it would. So this is Friday afternoon. Here's Saturday afternoon. Uh-oh. Yeah. Let's zoom out. Here's Louisville. And yes. Uh, could there be showers at Churchill Downs? The answer is yes. So there's Louisville right there, Jefferson County, and Churchill Downs. This is 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Now, if we can get most of this done and over with before the gates open, um, you know, for the horses to run, what is it, I believe it's 5:10 Central Time, then everything will be fine. But I don't think it's going to rain hard. It doesn't look like it's going to rain hard on Saturday for the Derby. A few showers. Not everybody that you see painted in here is going to get rain, but everybody has a chance. But the chances do go down to like 30-40%. But that's up, of course, from what it was earlier. That just reset on me. Let me go back. Friday, Saturday. Yeah. So here's Sunday morning. We're finally getting rid of the rain. This was supposed to be gone Friday. Now, the rain won't be gone until early Sunday instead of early Saturday. So, yeah, that's the change that I really didn't want to tell you, was happening, but it's because of a trough that will dig in and just enhance the moisture and keep us a little bit wet. And even Monday into Tuesday, we're still going to stay wet out to the east of us. That rain just doesn't want to go away. It's staying in the forecast a little bit longer. It's going to linger. We don't want it to linger. That's not what we want. If we're looking for a dry weekend, we're not going to see that now. It appears. All right. Here's a look at the blender. We go 85 today, close to where we were yesterday by a few degrees. Then we go 82 to 84 Thursday tomorrow. Even with the rain and the thunderstorms, I still think we'll get that warm. Then we see some cooler air coming in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, the blend of models is still kind of leaning toward getting rid of the rain and thunderstorm activity, maybe like it was earlier in the week. So the numbers may have to be bumped up a little bit higher for Saturday, although the cold front will start to come through. We could be as low as 70, 71 on Saturday, um, but it could be just a few degrees warmer than that, thanks to that trough. But we finally get rid of the system as we get into Sunday, Monday. Everything moves east, but temperatures will be cooler. It will be less humid and low to mid 70s. And then we go into the upper 70s to low 80s for the first full week of May, which will be next week. Here's a look at the graphical forecast as you saw on TV from News 40 and on the News 40 weather app and at WNKY.com. 85 today, 67 tonight, 83 tomorrow. The better chance of rain, but now I'm going to have to bump up that 50% chance of showers on Friday to 60, at least 60%. And then on Saturday, instead of just a 20% chance of showers in the morning, I'm going to have to bump that up later today to a 40% chance of showers. And some of those showers will continue into the afternoon on Saturday. And yes, that goes for Churchill Downs as well. But we do trend cooler for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It just may not be perfectly sunny, especially Sunday. We may even have to add in just a dash of a shower Sunday, depending on how fast that system moves out. But it's not in a hurry. That's the thing. Not in a hurry. All right. Well, the weather changes, things change like that. Remember, I'm just the messenger. Please do not shoot the messenger. I'm already full of holes and I'm trying to patch all the holes through the years. So, one more item of note here before I go. Since this is where I get to be it's just me and you. I don't have time on TV to do this. This is the only place that I can do this. So, as some of you may know, um, Morgan Hoover is leaving us. I know I've run off another TV wife. She makes number 15, I think. I think it's either 14 or 15 TV wives that I've had in the past 30 plus years of doing television, co-host, of course. Uh, but she is leaving. Friday is her last day. And this has been coming for a while, but of course, we're limited as to when we can say these things and when we can just, push it out there. But it's pretty well known, at least on social media, and she's made it known this week. on TV, as you have seen if you've watched News 40 at 5, 6, and 10. There's a new face there. It's Reese Furlow. And Reese is going to become our new news anchor at 5, 6, and 10. Uh, so they're doing the news together this week so that Reese gets used to the routine, sees how we do this. It's been nice to have two anchors doing the news. I like the dynamic uh, with her, Morgan, and Reese. It's been really great. I don't have to do as much talking. Uh, and if Morgan's watching, she's like, "What?" Yeah. So we're getting a divorce. No. Number 15, TV wife number 15 is exiting WNKY, and we wish her and her husband and her daughters the best. They're going to move back home to Tennessee, and they've got an exciting new venture that they're going to take over and run. And I'll tell you about it once she releases all the details. I don't want to let it all out of the bag just yet, but they're going back home, and I wish them all the best. I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss just what a wonderful talent, professional, gifted um, newscaster, and just friend that she has been for me. And it's been one of those situations where when I said no a couple of times to doing TV again, watching her made me think, yes, I can do this with somebody like her, professional, and just she understands. She gets me. She's been one of the few TV wives that gets me. Others have been like, I just don't understand. What are you thinking? No, they've all been great, but she's been one of the best. And so we wish Morgan the very best in her new venture. But Friday's going to be the last day at WNKY for her. So we wish her well. And I'll let you know more as we get down the road because there's a lot more to talk about. We just can't let it out there just yet. Okay. You guys have a great Wednesday. Thank you as always